Hi everyone, welcome to another Explore Fall live stream. We're going to be pretty quick tonight, but I did want to hit on a couple of exciting things that are ongoing in the fall foliage world. Fall color has finally arrived in the lower 48, and we put out our first fall foliage map of the season for those lower 48 states this morning. It shows some low color out west, as well as a couple of spots of color on the north shore of Minnesota as well. I'll also show you some reports that we've received over the last few days, and that will pretty much be it. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. I'm realizing I still can't see the chat. I wonder how that works. We will figure that out before too terribly long. But I'm sorry if I don't see your questions right away. I promise to do my best to go back and answer them after this is over. So with that being said, we are just going to jump right into a little preview of. Oh no, come on! Pushing the buttons is so incredibly difficult when live streaming. It's not something I'm used to. But we are going to go ahead and jump right into a. Here we go. Our new fall foliage map. So this was something that we put out this morning. I'll move my face out of the way since most of the color is in the west. But we do finally have that fall color, as I was mentioning, out west, with low color popping up in places of portions of the Sierra, as well as some other spots in the Intermountain West, the Rockies in Colorado, as well as some spots in Utah and Wyoming. We've seen a few pictures from Utah over the past couple of days, and there is some gorgeous color already ongoing in the big tooth maples. It's stunning. So I'll show you a couple of those shots in a second, but this is what we're seeing. Over the next 7 days, we do expect that low color to continue to expand out of where it currently is. We really think the first peak color will be sometime in the next 10 days or so, somewhere in the lower 48. That may be Minnesota's North Shore, or it could be the Big Tooths in Utah as well. It's generally a toss-up between which of those two will be the first to reach peak. But this is where we're at now. It's still very early in the season, but we do have a lot of stress color ongoing all across the country. We received a lot of reports just the past couple days of what appears to be low color everywhere, as far south as Florida. And we do like to make the distinction that colors caused by summer stress, especially when they're this early in the season, are not really true fall color. We often look for the systematic change. So not just the changing of a maple in a parking lot, but if you take a square kilometer of forest, has that forest seen a 10% or 20% change in fall color? So just so you know, if you're submitting reports, that's generally what we're looking for. We're not trying to be mean when we say, no, that's not low color. That's not it at all. It's just, we understand why you might be confused and think that some summer color is actually fall color, but we like to make that distinction at Explore Fall. Now, I will show you a couple of tweets, a couple of reports that we've actually received, and I'll turn myself off here so you don't have to look at me. But this is some of the tweets that we've seen over the past week with peak fall color as well as moderate fall color as well. And we're going to start off in Alaska with some of the brilliant aspen color that's ongoing. A large portion of the interior part of Alaska is at peak color right now. We should show you a picture. I might bring one up at the very end here. But this is some webcams right there from interior Alaska, and you can see a lot of those golds and yellows already showing up. And we tweeted this out a couple of days ago. Now, with any luck, this will change, and it worked. Wonderful. We also are already seeing some low color in the Sierra, especially the Eastern Sierra. This is from Carter Murphy, who is just an incredible person to follow if you are interested at all in mountain weather. And he was already reporting some low color out that way, and maybe even a few isolated spots of high to peak in that underbrush. Underbrush is very susceptible to early season stresses, and that's starting to blur the line between what is summer stress and fall color. But for the most part, we flag this area as low color because we believe it is true low color. Moving forward here, this is another shot from that general area, but from Mono County out in California. Just a few more of those aspen colors. This area was very late in peaking last year, early October. So we're excited to see this go in a bit more of a normal time. In fact, I would even say that this is early. Hey, I can finally see a comment. It may only be one, but thank you, Jason. I will definitely be letting you know. I know that you're going to travel in several different places across the Mid-Atlantic, but folks traveling to the Mid-Atlantic, there's going to be a difficult fall foliage season. So we'll be doing some very frequent updates in order to help y'all find the best color, even when it gets crazy and erratic around peak timing. Moving forward, this is some of that gorgeous color already showing up in Utah. This is the Wasatch Mountains, and it's just outside of Salt Lake City. If you've never seen this region before, they have these big tooth maples that are amazing. They peak very early to mid September, and we're already seeing those colors show up. Probably a couple of very isolated pockets of moderate, but overall, mostly we've still flagged it as low color because though this picture is stunning, this seems to be very isolated from what we can tell on satellite imagery. I believe this is the last one here, but this is from Josh Griffith in the Southern Appalachians. So this is all the way down in North Carolina. But believe it or not, we're already starting to monitor some of that maybe low color in the most isolated spots. This is Graveyard Fields, which is known for being a cold basin in the Southern Appalachians, and it can peak as early as late September. So we're already seeing those colors, and I suspect that we'll see this area reach peak around October 1st. So if you're looking for an early season leaf peep in the North Carolina mountains, Graveyard Fields along the Blue Ridge Parkway will be the place to go. Now that's all of the tweets and reports that we had to show you today, and I'm so sorry if there are other comments and I have not been able to see them. I like to keep these brief, and I really wish I could answer more because that's the whole point of these live streams, is to answer your questions. But I will go back in that chat. I will answer them. I'm sorry if I've missed yours. And I'll just close out, I suppose, with a brief look at the Alaska map that we put out yesterday, because we are really seeing that peak color in the interior. I'll just transition it over here. You can see the north slope is now past peak. We won't provide too many more updates on Alaska since interest is starting to wane up there and pick up in the lower 48. But Fairbanks by now is right around peak. Anchorage is probably still a little ways out, low to moderate color at this point, but it will be coloring up very quickly. But that is all we have to share today. I wish, again, I'm sorry if you've commented and I can't see what you're saying, but I promise to circle back. And there's many ways to connect with me. If I missed your comment here, you can tweet at me at ExplorerFall on Twitter, or you can email at evan@explorerfall.com. Those are two great ways, and I promise to answer your questions and help guide you through this upcoming fall season. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to tune in this evening, and I'm looking forward to tracking more with you all in the coming weeks. Take care.